Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be analyzing a play, Homecoming, written by Athol Fugard. We are going to be discussing the plot of the play and also analyzing in detail the art and scenes in the play. The play is centered around the character called Veronica Joncas. Veronica Joncas was living in the village of New Bethesda with her grandfather called Opa before traveling to Cape Town and pursuing a music career. Veronica had a dream of becoming a global singer with a global influence, and all her efforts to become a great singer in Cape Town proved abortive and unsuccessful. So Veronica was depressed and she indulged in alcohol and prostitution. So when indulging in alcohol and prostitution, Veronica contracted HIV. So in contracting HIV and through her knowledge of through her knowledge and understanding that the HIV is a deadly disease, she decided to return home from the city of Cape Town to her village, New Bethesda, to meet her grandfather and the family. Unfortunately, when Veronica returns, Veronica could not meet the grandfather again. The grandfather have died, and Veronica returned with a son called Manager. Manager was a son of a Mozambique play that Veronica has a good friend in the village called Alfred. Alfred was her childhood friend, and they have been together for a long time as friend and classmate. In fact, Veronica even sacrificed when they were writing exam to cheat in an attempt to help Alfred when they were doing their secondary education. And Alfred had a dream, Veronica had a dream, but we saw through the eyes of the narrator and the plot of the play that they have different dreams. Alfred was living with his mother in the village of New Bethesda, and his dream was to get a bicycle, a red bicycle, which he would be riding to and fro the city and around the village. And now, when Veronica realized that all hope is lost and the HIV that she contracted, there may not be possibility or hope of recovery from it, she decided to go to the village of New Bethesda. And when she returned with a very poor property, only with her bedroom and some shark old faded clothes that she returned to it. And when she returned, the house in the village belonging to the grandfather is just a shack, also a tent, which is already getting spoiled. And then Alfred was taking care of the house and the land because the grandfather was a farmer who was planting pumpkin before his death. He used to plant. He's a farmer who specialized in planting and harvesting pumpkin. In fact, that was his living, his occupation throughout his life before he died. And when he died, the only person that was to take care of the property was just the Alfred, who was a friend and also a sibling or a a grandchild of the no, not a grandchild of the grandfather, but a friend of the family. Now, when he returned home, we saw that it is difficult for Alfred to surmise. However, as Veronica returned to the abandoned shack she once called home, that the fantasy didn't pan out. She was hoping that she will return home and meet a very good home or meet the grandfather again. He will meet a very happy family. But unfortunately, she returned home meeting the grave of the grandfather and also rag, and the house is already getting shattered. So she was determined to make a living for the child manager before dying. And all her plan was that she plans to get married to Alfred. Alfred is already getting old, but Alfred is not married. Alfred is a very pious, religious figure in the play. She does not womanize. He does not womanize. He does not engage in any form of vices that religion frown at. and being a pious Christian, he believes that, okay, he is going to live a holy life and maybe die a holy person and have a good life after life. So Veronica now planned to get married to Alfred. What is Veronica's purpose of planning to get married to Alfred? Her plan is to get married to Alfred, and Alfred will take care of manage the son of Veronica, the 4-year son of Veronica, when Veronica dies. Because since the father of the child is dead, and especially the father of the child is not a South African, when Veronica dies, the authority, the South African government, will take charge of the child. And that may erode the memory of Veronica from the child. And that was one of the reasons why Veronica told Alfred in the play that Alfred should keep on reminding manager about the mother, Veronica. And after it turns out that Veronica has contracted the Eve, which currently affected almost about 50% of the population of South Africa in 2009, during the Thabo Mbeki regime in South Africa, the government was more concerned about using local medicine to combat HIV than using the antiretroviral drugs manufactured in some Western countries. And as a result of this, several people died during that period because the government was not distributing the retroviral drug to those who have contracted HIV. In fact, the people that contracted HIV were regarded as those who were careless with their life, and it is a shame for them to contract HIV, and they should bear their own cross by trying to treat the sickness themselves. And that was why Veronica in the play also was treating the HIV by eating banana and taking vitamins. And yet, while angrily acknowledging that she is doomed, she embarked on a comprehensive campaign to ensure her child's well-being is taken care of. So she also bears certain knowledge that she is going to die from the HIV. So she has contracted as a result of her aspiration. So probably she wants to use her body to get influence in the music world, and that did not turn out well. And also wanting help from people, because when she traveled to Cape Town, she does not have much help from people. And I also believe through the narration, through the voice of Veronica in the play, that her major reason of dating the father of manager, the Mozambican migrant worker, was also to have a kind of support for her music career. So she now planned that before she died, she will secure her son's future. She does this by what? Invoking the stories. Now, when she returned to the village, she was always in the company of Alfred, and she was telling Alfred about some of the stories that the grandfather told her. The grandfather told her about planting pumpkin in tough land, and also she was telling Alfred about their childhood relationship, about their childhood memory together when they were in school. What is the purpose of this? The real secret and the key relationship that drive the play is her determination to marry the illiterate, religious, but charming Alfred Whitbo. So, whereas the clever Veronica aspired to be a singer, and Alfred only aspired to have a red bicycle and ride it proudly through the town. So you could see the difference in dream and even the difference in perception. So Veronica loves Alfred, and Alfred also loves Veronica in their youth when they were together. So now that they have been together again, Alfred is even happy that Veronica returns. Ironically, when I was reading the play, I was thinking, okay, Alfred will not accept the plan of Veronica, because Veronica has already contacted the HIV and Veronica has given birth to a child. Though Alfred is getting old, but Alfred may probably wish to get married to a woman that has not given birth to any child before. But surprisingly, Alfred accepted. Alfred accepted to marry Veronica and then be the foster father or stepfather of managing. But we also realize in the play that the son of Veronica is not so excited about the relationship between the mother and Alfred, and even resent Alfred. He does not even want to even get engaged in a discussion with Alfred. And now, how can Alfred be able to manage such a child if Veronica dies? And that also was a concern that Alfred was nursing. So, with his elders' guidance, we believe that marriage will in turn learn that harsh realities of life can be softened by hope. And at the same time, we saw that the grandfather reappears or appeared to Veronica and Veronica and her son, and telling them to keep on the hope and at the same time to accept the realities of life. So the most gripping feature of the play is Alfred's transformation. And now Alfred has transformed from a very quiet personality, a very quiet character, to a very concerned and loving partner of Veronica, and also a very concerned stepfather for the son of Veronica. Oh, Veronica referred to Alfred what really transpired, the kind of sickness that she's suffering from. And the response of Alfred also shows that Alfred is not aware of this sickness. Now, Alfred asks Veronica whether the HIV has, it does not have medicine that can treat it. And we saw that Veronica was even coughing blood. And Alfred was concerned, asking if there is any way to treat it. But Veronica also said that there is no any drug that can cure it totally. Rather, drugs and treatment can only control it or control it from getting worse quickly. And the language of Alfred, or the body language of Alfred, made Veronica to even be concerned again that, okay, Alfred will go away from her just like other men who got knowledge of what she's suffering from and ran away from her. And she said it, go, flee like they all do. You think you will catch it from my sneezing, or if you touch the food I eat, go. So we expect Alfred to be overwhelmed or full of prejudice, because he is a very religious person, probably may not have anything to do with Veronica, because the way Veronica lives her life of somebody who we can refer to as a sinner in the context of religious field. And he surprises all of us with a form of maturity that his affection for Veronica informs. So we see that she feels that, okay, she can be able to manage the situation by taking care or being concerned or caring for Veronica and also for the child. So when Alfred asks, we have discussed this, and we also saw that far more important in the play is the treatment Veronica prescribed for Alfred to administer to manager. Please tell him stories about Oppa, and please don't let him forget me. Now, Veronica wants to keep the memory of the grandfather alive and also her own memory, and making sure that the child did not forget them. And that was why she was already telling Alfred that Alfred should ensure the child did not forget her. And also the stories from the grandfather, the name of the grandfather, and everything that the grandfather has done before also should be in the memory of the child. So she wants to live on with the grandfather in the brain, in the head of the son after she dies. So, as Veronica's death is slowly accepted by the son and the new husband, the conflict that drives the second half of the play is how Alfred can overcome Booksmart manager's disdain for this man. Why did manager so disrespected of Alfred? And Alfred was simply doing good thing to the mother and the child. So Veronica engineers all this with the help of the spectrum return of Oprah. And we can say that Veronica was the one who put Alfred in all this situation of having a child who is already disrespectful of him, because Alfred never even thought of getting married to Veronica. But the situation has availed itself. And now, rather than becoming a loving partner, Veronica was just shifting responsibility to Alfred. So at the end of the play, we realized that, okay, Alfred has been more concerned about his renewed responsibility of taking care of the child of Veronica Jonker. So, in our subsequent lesson, we are going to be discussing in detail the characters in the play and also the major themes in the play and the literary devices in the play. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you get notified when the videos are uploaded. Have a great day.